So Super Mario Bros. Wonder has been in the news recently, and while we've been covering this game in a very positive light, there is unfortunately a big drawback that may have just been confirmed. It's not entirely clear, and saying that this feature will be for sure 100% left out of the game, but it does look like that, and we need to get on the same page with all of those details because this is one of my most anticipated game releases of 2023. We know to expect it out on October 20th this year, and I think it's going to be a big revenue driver for Nintendo to capitalize on a lot of the casual audience that went and saw the Super Mario Bros. Movie. New kids that may be growing up, getting exposed to Mario for the first time, may become lifelong fans because of enjoying a movie, then getting into a big game release that you can pick up easily around the holiday season. I think this will absolutely drive additional Nintendo Switch unit sales and definitely be a long-term evergreen game that could potentially rank in the 15 to 20 million units sold when it's all said and done. And as mentioned, the newest news and updates around the game is not necessarily a good thing because this news broke yesterday from Nintendo of Europe, where you can see the following zeet over on X.com. Still feels weird saying that, where it says adventures are more fun with friends. Team up locally in 4-player co-op to complete courses in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, arriving on Nintendo Switch on 10/20. Now, the first red flag there is obviously them promoting co-op play locally, not mentioning any kind of online. And you may say, well, maybe that's just what they're promoting in that particular post, and it's not actually indicative of what the game supports, and maybe they will have a separate post later on to mention the online functionality. However, when you go over to the Nintendo Store page and look through the finer details, not only do you see that same description in the explanation of the game where it says team up with up to 3 friends locally and gather around one Nintendo Switch system to experience the game-bending wonder effects together as you tackle courses as a team and help each other on your way to the goal. And then you have a online portion at the bottom of this page that says play online, access classic NES and Super NES games and more with a Nintendo Switch Online membership. And it says this game supports save cloud data. So there are 2 things that could be going on with Super Mario Bros. Wonder and its online functionality. One, Nintendo is just not ready to talk about it, and it is actually there, and maybe we will see something updated around this page and their promotional marketing post before the game is ultimately released. Or 2, and what I personally believe is going on here, is that this is just a big misstep for Nintendo, and they are just deciding to not add in a feature that honestly, in 2023, there is no excuse not to put in online co-op gameplay in a game that many are probably looking forward to playing through primarily in the multiplayer mode. This technology is not impossible for Nintendo to pull off. It's not a Switch limitation. It really seems like a lack of Nintendo reading the room that people would want to have a feature like this enabled. We know it's 100% possible in a Mario multiplayer game on the Switch, because Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which was a Wii U port and of course added in Bowser's Fury, it also brought over the 4-player base game from the Wii U, which is Super Mario 3D World, and added in online functionality and sped up the gameplay, and that was a big selling point and feature and a way for Nintendo to kind of justify, if you were somebody who bought the original on the Wii U, to resell it to you on the Switch. They built that in as a feature that they could market the game and say it now supports online co-op play. There is no excuse for Nintendo not to add this to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I personally am still very excited for this game, and I am not letting this affect my decision on whether or not I'm purchasing it or not, but I do think that it stands to reason that many people out there who may have intended to enjoy this game with friends that don't live locally, that you can't meet up with and actually play on the same Nintendo Switch console, this could be a deal breaker for a lot of people. And considering that we know it's 100% possible, it really is one of these lazy decisions that we're seeing Nintendo fall back to that I do not like to see in the modern era. Once you've set a standard with one game that you can expect online co-op play, and then you just pull it from a successor or a future game, that is a step backwards in terms of features that a Nintendo Switch game should have. There should be this precedent already set that if a Mario game has local co-op play, it also has an online co-op play version, and I do think that it worked just fine in Super Mario 3D World. Now, there's a lot of issues with Nintendo Switch Online and how it actually registers latency and things compared to the other consoles. I'm hoping that as we get further into whatever we see Nintendo reveal for the next console, that will be all ironed out. But for the time being, this is something that could have been solved for, and that we've seen it be solved for in a previous Mario release, and it's not here in Wonder. And I hate to talk about anything negative with this game because I'm super happy with it overall and what I've seen so far. The creativity, the power-ups, everything that we've seen in that initial reveal trailer has me hyped to pick this up, and you don't want to see features that you would have expected be entirely missing from the game. Now, there is one other talking point around this entire online play issue, and you may view it as a pass for Nintendo, you may not. I don't personally think it is. I think it's two fundamentally different things, but you also have Sonic Superstars coming out most likely the same month if we are to believe the leaked release date of October 18th, 2023, which is really interesting to see Mario and Sonic head-to-head with classic 2D style games that will be releasing in the same year and potentially just days apart from each other. But there is, of course, also no online play for Sonic Superstars, and when the Sonic team was asked about this directly, their answer was that Sonic is actually just simply too fast of a game in terms of how quick you progress to easily include online play with 4 players, that maybe that latency and just that lag that you naturally get with any online game would be too much to support 4 different characters that are all going blazing fast in Sonic level speeds, and that they couldn't really develop that smooth experience that they would want players to have online. Maybe Super Mario Bros. Wonder, giving it the benefit of the doubt, has sections of the game where you're just literally going that fast that it would have been hard to keep up with all the players, and that's a reason it's missing here. I mean, we do see those scenes where Mario's kind of rail grinding, and that definitely looks quick, but I don't think that you're going to progress as quick as a Sonic game, and I do think that this is just Nintendo taking a step back from a feature they used to support, and not kind of the fundamental gameplay is actually too quick and the progression is too quick to make it a possible experience like we are seeing with the Sonic situation. I wish both of these games had online multiplayer at the end of the day in a perfect world, but I do kind of understand the answer and response from Sega a little bit more than Nintendo's not ever going to comment on this thing. We're never going to get an answer for why they didn't include the online multiplayer. And knowing Nintendo, we might see Super Mario Bros. Wonder Deluxe release on the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever is next, and that's whenever we actually get all the DLC bundled in for the game, and then that online multiplayer is maybe a feature that is revealed to us then, and it is one of those justifiable reasons to repurchase this game once again. But this is an unfortunate update. We'll continue to cover Super Mario Bros. Wonder as we get closer into the game's release, and here's hoping it is in a much more positive light from here. But I really want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, your personal thoughts and opinions around everything you've seen from Super Mario Bros. Wonder so far, and are you somebody who is really turned off by this latest update around online play not being supported? Were you planning to use that feature and play with friends that aren't around you locally? Or are you someone who wasn't planning on using it either way, and maybe you're only going to play it locally in co-op or just single player by yourself? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.